In 3, 2, 1, we're live. Hey everybody, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star the Flippin' Hippo, and we have a very special guest tonight. We have Casey the Rockstar Flipper here.
Hey, I was trying to make a grand entrance.
Make sure that you can let us know, please let us know, that we can make sure you can hear. And, well, I guess the sound is working.
Audio and video clear.
We have 2 microphones for one show, so we had to split them, and we had to get Keith's technical help.
Tech support.
But I guess everyone can hear us and see us. So if you're wondering what the heck is Star doing sitting next to Casey, if you missed last week's live show, Keith and I are trying to move our move to Florida up a little bit and get here quicker rather than later. We had to already extend it twice because of COVID and family issues. So we're tired of putting it off. We want to get down here as quickly as possible. So we're down here to look at some neighborhoods and some homes and talk to some brokers. And I guess we're going to be looking at a warehouse maybe.
We'll see. Yeah. Business stuff like wholesale. Everyone who doesn't know about wholesale, it takes space. And after moving out of my house and seeing all of the stuff and how much space it took up, I need space.
Yeah. So we got to kind of figure out what neighborhood we're going to choose and then pick something in the middle that's where he's moving to, where his house is being built, where we're going to move. We got to get something in the middle. We got to price it and see what kind of size we're going to be looking at. We want to scale up quickly, but not too quickly.
Because it's expensive. It costs a lot of money for space.
Yeah, but Keith and I have already scaled up a tremendous amount this year. We came into 2020 just selling stuff that we were thrifting, and we're leaving 2020 with a wholesale business. So it is possible, and that's what we're here to talk about with you guys today. Since you have people here who started at the Ben's thrifting and now have wholesale businesses and have scaled up. I'm going to check the chat. I have it on my phone because we have the camera way back on the laptop and I can't see that far.
Oh, I just know it. Bill and Dave are here. Keith, new phone.
I need glasses. Mindy's here. She says, I'm dreaming. I see you both.
Yep. Bill and Dave are here, but Deb and Mel are also here.
Layla, Rosie, get out your pen and paper, take some notes. Hey, Megan Mawiney. Speaking of another reseller who has this year started going into wholesale and selling.
So there's a reason that a lot of people have, and it's because you got to buy, I talk about it, you got to buy inventory quicker and in bigger amounts. Going one by one at thrift stores is great. Build a business, make money. It's a fantastic business model. But at some point you grow to a point where you have to purchase stuff in just more efficient ways, and wholesale and bulk lots and liquidation lots and whatever we can buy. We don't just limit ourselves to we're just going to buy from one site. We'll buy from anywhere. People email us. There's websites. There's people going out of business. There's Facebook. There's all kinds of stuff. So,
I was going to point out, hello from Mindy's in California. Layla says, keep your receipts. Absolutely. This is a business trip for us. So we will be writing everything but alcohol off. If you guys didn't know that, that's a tax tip since tax time's coming. Mm-hmm. If you're ever on a business trip or you go to eBay Open, if that ever happens again, you can write off your meals and some of your entertainment and your lodging, any thrifting that you do, of course. You cannot write off alcohol, though. So if you have a receipt and you have a beer or 2 on there, you got to subtract.
Deduct it.
Yeah, you got to subtract that from the total that you're going to claim. Alcohol is not claimable, so don't try to do that.
In fact, we get 20% off at the resort we're in, off food and stuff. They won't even give me 20% off our drinks. So, boo. Anyways, Flippin' Daddy, what's up?
Yeah, you can't even get the discount, just the food. Hey, Danny's here. Everyone, Danny's wife had her baby on Christmas Eve morning, correct, Danny?
Christmas Eve, yep.
Christmas Eve morning, so he's got a Christmas baby. Congratulations to Danny and his wife.
Congrats. How about gasoline? Yes, your gas trips, as long as you are driving places that involve business, are deductible, for sure.
Yeah, we just got in last night. We spent Christmas in Pittsburgh and then got the heck out of the snow. We are definitely going to be moving here, hopefully in the spring, definitely in the middle of the summer, probably at the latest. This will be the last winter in Pittsburgh. Keith actually told me Christmas morning as we're digging our car out of the snow and our doors were frozen shut. Those of you that live in cold weather have probably experienced boiling water on the stove to dump on your door to get in. Keith told me with or without me, he's coming here because he's not spending one more winter. I see a dog. And I said I would leave everything I own behind and live under a bridge before I do one more winter in Pittsburgh.
I would live under a bridge before I moved there. Sorry. Okay,
okay, what we're going to talk about today.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
We have distractions. We have Caitlin. We have Keith.
People walking through.
We have Roscoe and Chewy Bear back here. It's cool though, because we're professionals.
We should turn the camera.
I can't reach it. And somebody said we have really bright faces. We're using Casey's lights.
Yeah, and I can't turn them down because I'm on a different Wi-Fi and they connect through Wi-Fi and there's like no dim button on them.
And
Keith just looked at them like, what, really? Like I paid $250 for lights that you can't hand dim. What a waste. I mean, we could turn one of them off and see what happens.
Megan says one time in Alaska, I was dumping so much hot water on my door. And then I realized that it was just locked.
Just turn hold on. We're going to turn one of the lights on. It's underneath the little black square. There you go.
There, is that better?
Help? Is that better?
All right. So what we're going to do is I'm going to take about 5 minutes to just quickly tell you guys our story, how Keith and I got started, and how we eventually built our business up to be able to be scaled up. That's just Freddy Krueger in the basement. And then Casey's going to tell you his story, and then we're going to take questions from you guys so that we can help you guys learn what you need to do to get prepared to scale your businesses up in 2021. The best advice I can give anyone is a bullet journal. This is mine, but I just set up for 2021. I don't know if Colleen's here, and I don't want to show my phone number. But when we went to St. Augustine in 2018, we got that Thrift Life sticker at a thrift store. And I was saving it for something special, and that's 2021's bullet journal. I do have my phone number here. We're going to set up a bullet journal when I get back home on this channel.
Did that say if lost, call Star?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. My bullet journal is in my phone.
Yeah, mine's paper and pen. But so here's how we got started. Actually, I used to work outside of the home. I was a caregiver. And Keith decided he was going to he wanted to look into starting a brick and mortar selling nerd stuff like figurines and board games and stuff. And then in his research, this was in 2016, he discovered that it was a lot more to starting a brick and mortar than he thought there was, and that it would be easier for him to do an online store or to sell on eBay. So he just kept researching, and he found this guy and started watching his videos. And he watched probably about 3 months before he ever even listed anything. And I wasn't involved at this point, but Keith won't get on camera, so I'm telling his story for him. He's over here smirking. So what he did was he went around the house and he found things that he didn't want anymore. And he did have some collectible items, some very expensive rare nerd things, and some just run-of-the-mill things. We had an extra Scrabble game, so he sold the tiles for arts and crafts. But he just went around and listed stuff he didn't want anymore, his old clothes, he had like extra shoes. Don't ask me how, but he always ends up, his grandma buys him shoes all the time, new in the box Skechers that sell for like $80. So he listed all of his items from around the house that he didn't want. And the first $20 that he made, he and I both together went to the Benz. He's like, I want you to see this, come with me. And I'm like, I'm not interested. I don't want any part of your business. I don't want to resell. I don't like eBay. I have a job. I'm perfectly happy. I was a house coordinator at the house where I took care of 3 wonderful, lovely ladies. But I did go to the Benz with him, and we discovered Beanie Babies. And we brought all of them home. We thought we were so rich, and we weren't. And just fast forward a couple of years, he would take every bit of profit. He still was working outside of the house too, full time. And every little bit of profit he made, we would take to the Benz and buy more stuff by the pound. And then he would list it. I helped him a little bit, as much as a kind of not interested girlfriend would. And we just kept rolling it over. So the first 20 turned into 40, turned into 60, turned into 80. We just kept flipping it. And we got to a point where we decided the Benz were no longer for us. We didn't like them. So we started to shop off the rack, and we discovered several thrift stores in our area, 99 cents Saturday, 99 cents Sunday. So we started to learn how to build a bread and butter filler volume-based business, because we could get so much stuff. Plush for 50 cents, clothing for 99 cents. I got hurt in the meantime at work. I became disabled. I could no longer work outside of the home. So I actually just jumped in and started doing it full time and started doing the YouTube and social media. And I kind of took over and just did it full time, and I built it up to where he could quit his job and join me full time. And then by then we had amassed enough capital or savings that we started to invest in some wholesale stuff with Casey. And that became where, in the beginning you're turning 20 into 40. Now you're turning 1,000 into 2,000. And then you're turning that into 4,000. And then you can make an even bigger purchase. So you just start small, but you just got to keep turning that profit into capital and buying more inventory. And you always want to keep buying up, buying bigger, buying more, doing more volume, doing more expensive items, doing wholesale. And you can literally start with nothing by selling stuff in your house and get to where we're at, where we're now looking at getting a warehouse and expanding.
Yeah, and I like the end part of that, where you turn 20 into 40, 40 into 80. You keep trying to double. I think people have an unrealistic expectation of wholesale. Like, I want to buy a $100 box and turn it into like $3,000. It's probably not going to happen. Doubling is great. Triple is better, but double is great. Even if we go out and, because we buy like boxes where people sell us like, say, 300 pieces for like, say, $450. We pay like $1.50 or something, $500. And so we get those, and generally we can sell them for $1,500 to $2,000 and make about, I don't know, if we spend $400 or $500, we can make about $1,000 to $1,500 in profit. On the better end, usually 1,000 is probably more accurate. So it's double what we spent. What's up, eBay addicts and everybody else that said hello? Colleen jumped into the chat as well. So have realistic expectations on it. But the biggest lesson to learn there is discipline. Like, keep putting that money back in, because if you make $200 on a deal and then you spend 150 of it and you only have 50 to put back in, or even 100 put back in, you're not even going to make as much as you made before. I said that really fast, sorry. But always put back in as much as you can possibly pull from the profits. You should be at that point able to support yourself separate of that. And that money should be all reinvestable until you're making enough off of it that whatever you take for your bills and all leaves you plenty left over.
So you should keep reinvesting it and keep working outside of the home until you want to be making enough to quit. But I also say to save up a 6 month to a year nest egg. And that's just because I like Dave Ramsey. But
temperature in Florida currently 68. It was like 75 today. It got really hot.
Yeah, we actually had to move because we went for lunch at this outside restaurant in the sun.
And we went upstairs.
And poor Keith turned pink because he's really white.
We were only upstairs for like 20 minutes, I think.
Yeah. But it was an outdoor dining experience.
My head got a little
hot.
Yeah. So Blue Sky's needing to hear that about double your profit. So that's for wholesale or like bulk purchase. If you're buying individual items, you're spending the time to cherry pick, you should do better. Again, if you're buying like a $3, $4 item, you definitely don't want to make $6. You want to make, if I'm paying $4 or $5 for something, I want to sell it for $20, $25 if possible and net like 15 on it. So that would turn it, at least 3.5 times. If you're cherry picking and taking the time to individually go through items, you have to make a little more money than that. When you're buying things, in doubles and triples and quantities, then you can afford to make a little less money. Watching from the Congo, holy crap. That is probably our furthest. Is that legit? Chris, are you really in the Congo? I just watched a couple of movies about Jonestown that happened in the Congo. I don't know if anyone knows that.
Yeah, I just watched a bunch of stuff on that. They had a side note
on this channel.
American Horror Story. If any of you watch that show, they kind of delve into real killers and real events from real life, and then turn them into fiction for the show.
Yeah.
And I just finished. I was really behind, so I just finished Cult, and they had a whole episode on Jim Jones, and then I'm like, you know what? Yeah. I haven't heard anything about him in a while. Like, I had a couple podcasts I had listened to, but that's a side note.
I watched the Netflix documentary on the other day.
I like stuff like that.
Crazy. Anyways, welcome in from the Congo.
Is it warm there? It's summer there,
temperature
right?
in the Congo? Anybody want to share that? How's the Wi-Fi over there? Is the connection good?
50 degrees in
Vegas.
I can't talk.
Finally had rain. Yep. So Megan and Colleen are both here. Okay, so the wholesale thing for me was kind of a natural progression through the business. I started the same as Star. I mean, I started way back in the day on Craigslist before there was no Amazon, no Instagram, no Poshmark, no Mercari. None of that existed. eBay existed in its infancy-ish. So eBay was released in 97, I think, summer of 97. Really the start of 98. I moved to Florida in 2005. I knew about eBay. I probably had an eBay account in like 03, 04, so when it was like 4 or 5 years old, but really didn't start selling on eBay until 2007. I'd been here 2 years. From 05 to 07, it was just Craigslist. There was no for sale section on Craigslist. It had or no categories. It had for sale general. That was it. It was like one category. Now there's, cell phones and furniture and plush and all that different categories. But that didn't exist back then. So I actually just bought stuff locally and flipped it because I didn't sell online. So everything I sold had to be the people in my town. I lived in a small town. When we moved to Florida, we lived an hour and a half north of where I lived in Tampa, and it was really small town, really, really small. So it was tough, but I bought stuff that everyone would want. I would buy like a bicycle. I would buy like car audio. I would buy tools, different things I could pay like $25 for and sell them for 45 or 50. Did it for like 6 months, actually made money. I was up to making like $200-300 a week because my parents were on me to get a job because I lived with them because I was like 20, 21 years old. And I was like, I don't want a job. I can just sit here and sell this stuff. All I had to do was sell one thing a day and I could make like $30-40, which was, over the course of 7 days doing it, I could make $200-300, which I would have made going to some stupid job. So they let it go. And then eventually I expanded. I figured out that, eBay existed. And I was like, wow. And I was a big Magic the Gathering person. And so I still knew a lot about it, but I would buy collections and then I would part them out. Like I would split them up in singles and ship them all through eBay. That was money orders. In 2007, you got money orders. No joke. Like literally but what I ended up finding that was even better in 2007 was a blog for the Magic the Gathering trading board where you could go on and people would put like buy list and sell list. And I could get way more than eBay. Or I could get the same as eBay without the fees. And so I ended up selling direct to people. And once I had relationships, like there was one guy that I had been on a few months and had like 300 review on this blog site. He had like 300,000 review. He owned a card shop in Ohio. I'll never forget him. And he would buy from me all the time. I'd go buy collections. I'd bring it back. And he's like, what did you get? I paid like $300 for a collection. And I'd give him the whole list. And he'd be like, all right, I want this, 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 this. And I'll give you $800. Like, holy crap. So he would always send me money orders too. But as soon as he knew, because we trusted each other at that point, as soon as he knew I had them, I'm packing them up and mailing them out. He would mail out the money order and I'd get it really quick. So that's how I started making really good money on the Magic cards. But it got hard and harder and harder to find cards after a while. And then we finally moved to the Tampa area. And that's when I started being able, because at the time, being an hour and a half away and I just bought a car, I couldn't easily get to Tampa to pick up like one item. I wasn't going to drive 3 hours to buy one item, But once we moved to Tampa, I was able to buy everything. I just put out ads, and that's how I figured out how to buy and sell.
Sorry, Keith's distracting me back there.
Oh, that's how I figured out how to actually, instead of looking for stuff on Craigslist, I would start putting out ads asking for stuff. Like, I buy Magic cards, I buy electronics, I buy video games. And that's where I really got started and ramped up the eBay. I still sold to Eric in Ohio the Magic cards until, I don't know, it just finally ended. But I started going to pawn shops. Because, there were no pawn shops in our little town. There was like one. But when I got to Tampa, man, there was 100, and I was like, oh, I can go to all these pawn shops now. And just expanded from there and eBay. And I started Amazon in 2000. I look back, I started Amazon in the fall of 2012 was the first time I listed anything. 2013, I did like 10 grand on Amazon all year. 2014, I did 80,000. So that was the big one. Welcome in, Myra. Aurora Styles is here.
Robert's here. He's got the blue rent. Say hi to him. That's the other plushie expert.
Is he here?
So the wholesale kind of was Keith's brainchild.
Yeah, that was a mix. Yeah, so we both had gotten into thrifting. We were both kind of on the same track. They started watching me. I started going to thrift stores and whatnot. I had always gone to them, but I never really sourced a lot of inventory because most of my stuff came from pawn shops and like local buys. But I kind of the pawn shops started getting bought out by corporate stores and they jacked their prices up. So I couldn't buy that much anymore. They wouldn't make deals. It just got really hard. So I was like, I got to go to thrift stores to get more inventory. Started going to thrift stores, discovered the bins, started going to the bins. And that was where it was like a constant flow. And when I met these two, we were both kind of on the same pathways. But at some point, I don't remember the exact conversation, but it was like, we went through like three iterations, three models of wholesale, like on our own website.
4.
Like 3. I guess
I think
Shopify was like the 4th. Well, we were going to try Wix.
But you had to start over Shopify once too.
We did start with Shopify to begin with, and then went to the website, and then we were going to try Wix, and then we went back to Shopify. I don't know, it was a bunch.
But we sat around in 2019, pre-virus, when we came out here for Halloween. We went to Halloween Horror Nights, and Keith kept saying he like had this idea where he wanted to buy lots of stuff from folks and then resell it in like boxes to resellers, so we could get a really good deal and pass the deal down to you guys. And we were like, how would we do that? Like, what are the logistics?
And that's when I was like, I get all these emails of all this crap that I pass on.
It's not crap. It's stuff for you guys.
No, there is really good stuff. I do get some crap.
But we were like, what's the logistics here? Like, do we actually want to buy this stuff and then have to handle it and be in separate states?
Because
we thought we were moving to Florida sooner too. But then COVID. But we really didn't want to have to hands on all that stuff. So we were just like, for a whole week last year, we sat around in Casey's house. Say hi to Colleen. She misses
Colleen in the chat.
We sat around and we just brainstormed, like, how can we do this without actually getting our hands on it? And eventually we came up with the idea of just being the middleman and consignment and using our mixed audiences to help folks sell their stuff wholesale. And then we had like stop and start. Last December
that's when we started.
So frustrating for all of us. It was really hard.
Wait, frustrating for who?
Keith. But I have to live with him.
mainly this side of the table. So anybody who doesn't know, I think there's quite a few people in the chat I didn't see, almost 100. We basically, if you have inventory to sell and you want to get rid of it in, not individual items, like boxes of 50 or 100. What did you do?
Hello.
Oh my God, Star. Stop touching stuff. Holy bananas, Johnny. What are you doing?
We're here.
Let's back up. We're here.
I did something.
Yeah, you didn't open a new window when you did
I didn't open a new tab. Push enter.
Jesus, crimdimity. Okay, well, Star, we're going to go ahead and take the mousy mouse away from you right now. Okay, so back to what I was saying. She just snorted on live TV. Good grief, oh my. Jim Jones was in Guyana, South America. Who was the guy? Who was Jonestown? I don't remember. We just got corrected. Now I got to look. Come on.
So Megan is right. The way we ended up doing it is the best way to do it.
Jim Jones was not. Jim Jones was the Africa.
Guyana, yeah.
Guyana, Africa, not Guyana, South America. It's Guyana, Africa, in the Congo.
No, we are not drinking.
No. As she sips her drink.
Absolutely not. Never on live.
Yeah. So, okay. So back to what I was saying, you could offer us out like 50 t-shirts or whatever it is that you have, and we will get the weight and dimensions of whatever box it fits in. We'll get your zip code, all the shipping information, and we'll put it up for sale on the site. And then we charge, 10%. It's more than fair. It's less than you'll pay on pretty much any other platform. And we sell it all at once. And you don't have to do any of the work.
And you're reaching over 120,000 people collectively.
Thousands of people.
Most of them are his. I bring some people to the table.
Yep. And then we will put it on the site live. People can shop it. We have thousands of people shop the site every week. And then when it sells, we message you back and we're like, hey, we sold it. Here's the shipping address. Get us a label, stamp it on there, give us a tracking number, and we pay you. We pay PayPal. I can pay other ways, but mostly just do PayPal. And then you're all set. We take our 10% fee, and that's the end of it. So if you ask us for $100 and the buyer pays shipping, unless you state otherwise, but you ask us for $100 and you'll get paid $90 plus whatever your shipping label amount is. We take 10% of the total transaction. So it was $20. We'd take it off of $120, which would be $12. So you'd get $108. Mm-hmm. And that would be the end of it.
I put the website in there somewhere.
And we have a lot of customers that have sold. Over the course of this year, we've probably had at least a dozen regular sellers. We have 3 or 4 that are quite larger than others, but have sold dozens and dozens of boxes. We have people that have sold a few boxes. Mm-hmm. But we do.
Well, yeah, we have regulars who have access to get tons of inventory consistently and consistently sell through us. And then we have folks who... it's not junk on our site, just to make it clear. We have folks who say, look, I'm tired of doing clothes. Mm-hmm. I want to do shoes. How can I get rid of all my clothes? And we help them get rid of all of their clothes so they at least get their money back and a little bit of a profit. Yep. So that's now capital that they can reinvest into their business, into whatever they want to do now that they're out of clothes. or they want out of shoes, or they want out of electronics. Most folks that come to us are just looking to change their niche and just want rid of all of their death piles, their I don't want to piles in the inventory they have.
That's the general biggest reason why. I would say on average, most of our items run with the shipping included, because you are paying shipping if you're a buyer. Anywhere from like $2 to $3 a unit is pretty average. We tend to not really accept, or we talk sellers into selling things once it hits like 4 or 5, because we kind of base it on what people would pay at a thrift store. If you're trying to sell a used t-shirt box for $9 a shirt, we both know it's not going to work. It's not going to help our buyers. It's just not going to work. I mean, Keith grumbles at me all the time because somebody's like, they're looking for $4.50 a unit. I'm like, it's kind of good. We're really strict on like, we're not going to let people sell junk, and we're definitely not going to let people sell stuff at inflated prices that just aren't. It's not going to make anybody any money. It doesn't make any sense.
So just keep in mind, if you ever want to sell through us, you're selling to other resellers.
Yeah.
So you've got to sell wholesale prices.
Right.
And keep in mind, you got to give them room for them to buy your stuff and then make a profit.
Yeah. So one of our sellers gets regular stuff that he doesn't like to individually sell, and he gets them for like $1 a piece, and he puts them out on our site for like $1.75 to $2. He doesn't have to do any work. And again, he's doubling his money. You know what I mean? He's paying $1 and selling them for, even $2 with us. Less his 10%, he gets to make 90% of that. So he might almost double his money, and he's cool. He doesn't have to do anything. Mm-hmm. He's good with that. So we have
regulars, we have one-offs.
What's up, Brian? Yeah, we have all in between. So don't think that you don't have enough, too little, or too much. We handle boxes that are 20 pieces. We handle boxes that are 200 pieces. I saw Brian was here. Brian, we sold quite a few boxes for through the consignment.
We don't typically, we do buy.
Yeah,
Mindy wants to know if we buy. Send an email of what you have.
Yeah.
Mindy to liquidationlotsforless@gmail.com.
The number 4.
Yes, the number 4. Liquidation lots for less, the number 4.
I'll put that in the chat.
He'll type it out. And then Keith can have a look at it. Sometimes we actually do buy. That's what we're going to talk about next. Yeah. Why it's important to scale up and start doing wholesale. Why it's important for you guys to be on as many platforms as you can. Whether you're using List Perfectly or doing it manually. It's important to do affiliate links. It's important to get as many streams of income coming in as possible, and to always be scaling up and reinvesting in your business, because 2020 taught us that anything can happen, and you never know what's going to happen.
Thank God we had the wholesale, because quite a few lots that came in through that people offered for us to sell to our audience, we were like, wow, that's really good. And that'll tell you that we have lots all the time come through. We don't buy them all, but we buy some of them if we need inventory.
Yeah, and most of my viewers know that Keith and I didn't source for 5 months from the end of 2019 to the beginning of 2020. We got rid of all of our death piles and I don't want us. We got to go sourcing twice before the shutdown, and then we didn't have anything. So we actually were buying a lot of the stuff that people were submitting to our Shopify. Mm-hmm. Keith and I were personally buying it and having it shipped to us because we didn't have any inventory.
I couldn't even guess how many thousands of pieces we bought. I know the last round we bought 500 or 600 pieces. We bought the ones that I had shipped to you guys were like 300. We probably bought a couple thousand pieces over the course of.
Well, we haven't really sourced
6 months,
thrifted. We haven't thrifted. So the shutdown got lifted for a little bit in Pittsburgh, and I think we went out a couple of times. You guys probably saw the haul videos if you're my viewers. But we're mostly just doing wholesale because the shutdown.
A waiter.
Don't let Keith mix you a drink.
I know.
Keith doesn't drink, and therefore he doesn't know how to mix drinks.
Yeah, pretty much. And then, of course, at the beginning of the year, we had the fortunate luck of being able to buy, all the remotes and then the tractor trailer. I will say the tractor trailer, I don't want to say it was a mistake, but it was a learning experience.
It was a learning experience.
We made money.
We made money, but it was definitely a learning experience. And that's how you have to look at everything in business. It's either successful and profitable, or it's something you're going to learn from. There's really no such thing as a mistake as long as you learn from every experience and move forward.
Yeah, and I made sure that we were not going to lose money on that.
Yeah, we purchased the truckload.
Yeah, we both did the truckload. They came down and helped on that one.
That was when I came on his live show in September.
Yeah.
We actually were trying to get moved before winter.
The end of the year. Yeah.
Before winter, actually.
Yeah.
And we were there in September. We were actually going to be looking at buying his old house But then we had some family issues come up, and then our state shut down again. It's just a mess.
Waiter.
And I
Talking about that truck requires alcoholic beverages.
And I think I mentioned
a level I can't tell you.
A little bit last week. I don't want to go into it too much, but I got some stuff going down with my workers' comp that I may have to. I don't want to have to travel back and forth for hearings. Let's just
no
put it
ice
that way.
mixer.
Oh my God, what is happening? I am trying to talk.
Mindy with a $1.99 super sticker, not a super chat. It's a super sticker.
Oh, it's a super sticker. It's a little guy.
I can't see it on the thing. Oh, look, it says cool.
Cute. It says cool. Thank you, Mindy. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Mindy.
You're the best.
Do you still have the warehouse, the story room too? I do have access to our warehouse. We were actually, after the tractor trailer load, we had 6 pallets of clothing and 4 pallets remaining of the remotes. There are still 4 pallets of remotes sitting in the warehouse. And a lady bought 1 pallet of remotes or of clothing that she tried to come pick up with a Kia Sorento or something. I don't remember. I took a video of the pallets that finally her husband ended up coming to get on a tow truck. Did I send you guys that video?
Yes.
I did. He finally showed that. Well, she was going to buy a pallet with this little tiny car. And I was like, there's no way. You're insane. She's like, oh, I'll load the car up. But I'm like, it's going to take you 100 trips. She's like, oh, you have 6 pallets? I'm like, yes, we have 6 pallets. And she, I put them up. I was like, because we were just going to donate them or whatever. And I was like, $50 a piece, $300. And she's like, oh, I take them all for $250. I'm like, oh, Jesus, whatever. They're going in the donation bin. Yeah. Please. Did I add those to our spreadsheet?
We're actually getting ready to
I got to add them to the spreadsheet.
like 1,000 items out of the back end of our store and donate it. I have to check some stuff because, again, you know what? COVID has messed up so much stuff this year. But it used to be, I don't know if it's everywhere, but in Pittsburgh, it used to be you could load up your front hall or a room with boxes and bins, and you could call Salvation Army, you could call Goodwill and say, I have tons of stuff. And they would send dudes.
Not anymore.
That's sexist. They would send folks to your house with a truck, and they would just take everything. You could just show them, I want that.
Yep.
And they would pick up whatever you wanted, and they'd put on their truck, and they'd leave. I say dudes. It was always young college guys that just was looking for part-time work. We used to utilize it a lot. But I don't think they're coming into homes to pick stuff up right now. So we're dropping our listings by half, so we have less to move. We're trying to get it down to the only things left in our store is clothing and stuffed animals, because those all go in bins, and bins are going to be so easy to
move. Yeah, they were easy for us to move because we could we had to keep your lids.
We're not getting rid of any plush, Robert?
Keep your lids.
So you keep your fingers out of my stuff.
A waiter, I need ice for my cup, please. And one of the flavorful ones and a mixer thing.
Can you just wait for Caitlin to get done with her hair?
Caitlin has no idea what she's doing. Welcome into what is Keith doing? I'm scared now. To Vintage Treasures for You. He said it's his first time catching us live, so thank you for being here.
Oh, hey, welcome in.
We have 101. We hope you enjoyed the show. So how do we feel about the new year? We have 2 days left. How are we feeling?
Me or
Keith,
him?
you don't put Coke in vodka. Something wrong with you.
He doesn't know. He doesn't drink. Keith actually will imbibe one time every time we see these two. So every time we come out and visit.
An individual drink. Yes.
He'll have one. Like last year when we went to a haunted house, he had a mango beer.
Yeah. Layla says, damn, I better tip that waiter. The waiter only did half his job. I don't tip the waiter for half his job. Casey, what are you drinking? Well, Keith brought me vodka, but I don't even know what to do with this. So now Caitlin's trying to fix me. I'm just I've got a cup full of vodka, but nothing to go in.
When we went to Augustine, I think he had a couple of drinks, and
Keith had
Colleen was like, what is he doing? He's going to get
Guy?
drunk. He's having 2.
I think people think there's a conspiracy that we together have conspired to make up Keith as well. So there are at least 4 other people who regularly appear in this chat that can confirm.
Colleen has vacations with us.
Yep. Bill and Dave have visited.
Bill and Dave have been in my house and spent the night.
Yep. That are currently here right now.
They came to a meetup as well. Danny came to that meetup, and he went to a restaurant and ate with Keith last year. Keith says he didn't expect me to actually pour it. Well, if you're going to hand me a bottle, what do you think I'm going to do with it? Kate, you can have this clip. Can you just drink water?
Can Keith make a quick appearance? Is that Pinnacle Vodka? Make some shots. can you just drink water? I do drink water, and then I have to go to the bathroom a lot, so I can't be on the live show after drinking water. I'll have to get up and down.
Keith will not get on camera.
Do you remember when they walked to the hotel after the train thing? Yeah, that's the time we talked about last night that I rolled my ankle.
We were talking about that last night.
I know.
Because I said we had the Mexican food, and I had the really bad heartburn, and I thought I was going to throw up because of the heartburn. And I went behind the haunted house, and then I heard a really weird noise, and I came screaming out to Caitlin. I think a gator's going to eat me.
Can we show Keith's hand?
I thought an alligator was going to eat me.
Can we show Keith? Keith can reach over the camera and show his hand.
He's like Wilson on Home Improvement.
He is like Wilson on Home Improvement. He could duck down behind the table, and we could show part of it.
Keith, just come wave your hand in front of the camera.
I think you did there. Oh, God, now they're talking about it.
He's not even going to show his hand.
He's going to look. So, in case you guys are wondering on this show, we do have a good time once COVID's over and we can all hang out again. Please.
I'm on heartburn medicine now, so I don't
Feel
get
free.
sick from eating.
What happened to your ankle? Me and Keith were walking to get Kate's purse, and there was like a curb, not like a proper curb, or I wouldn't have tripped over, but it was like a curb. And I think I tried to step up on it, and my ankle just rolled off.
You guys were trying to. Okay, listen, this was not alcohol related. I legitimately had really bad heartburn, and I was not medicated, and that can make you throw up. So I was sick from that. She forgot her purse, and they were trying to run because we had already prepaid really expensive monies. What's really expensive monies? I don't know. We paid a lot of monies. We paid really expensive monies, not Monopoly monies, for these tickets, and the train was going to leave.
In like
she
10
needed her
minutes,
purse because guess where the tickets were?
Yeah.
They were in her purse. So they were trying to run down the street to the Airbnb and be really fast.
You think we were running. We were actually walking. And it turns out that I stepped up on it. It's a really bad habit, actually. When I step up and down on stuff, I roll my ankle all the time. Ask Kate. When we were moving, I rolled my ankle off the side of my sidewalk. Off the walkway. It just happened.
I can get up in my own house and walk across the room and fall down. I am the biggest klutz.
Renee says we're a blast to hang out with. It depends on the night, I assure you. No, but yeah, so we were.
They're always fun.
And the worst part is it was on the way out that I did it. Like me and Keith were headed towards the place to get the purse, and I rolled my ankle, and then we had to cross. Remember that street was busy that we had to cross? Yeah. And I'm like, oh God, here we go. I'm going to hobble across the street and then hobble up the road, hobble back. This is the worst feeling.
Renee says that she loves my hair. Thank you.
Money is expensive.
Thank you so much. Let me just fluff it for you, Renee.
Don't. Her head's already tough getting in and out of that door. Okay. Anyway, so 115 people. I just realized how many people are in the chat.
All right. So questions, comments, concerns. Put them over here. We're going to answer your questions while you've got us both here together.
Questions we don't know the answer to. Comments we appreciate, and concerns we don't care about. Oh. Just kidding. I love all of you guys. Please don't hate me.
I care.
I care. I do care. That's why I take all the time to answer. Keith, designated driver. Hi, Keith. Hi, Keithy. Keith. Deb and Mel just said Keith. So everyone, Jason Gomez. Hi, welcome in. What else? Hit the like button. Oh, the like buttons. Yeah, nobody said hit that like button. There's 125 people. More people are joining the chat because they realize other people are spreading the word that we're being cool.
We're also dressed up. This is dressed up for a tomboy.
Oh.
I don't have a graphic T-shirt on. I have on a flannel.
That's fair.
We're dressed up because we're going
29 likes
outside to eat again.
No, we're going to eat inside.
Outside.
Hey, buddy. What's up, CJ? Thank you, Layla, for the shout out.
He doesn't understand how much I'm enjoying the weather.
Hey, it's Caleb. Sup to you, Caleb.
So if you have any questions about how to scale up, put them in the. You know what? If you have any questions about reselling,
Mindy says, "What do you think about Casey?" I think that's a question for Star.
What do I think about Casey?
Whoa, that's a loaded.
Whoa, how much time?
How much do we time? Is it cold in Florida? No, they missed the cold. They landed yesterday. It was 68, 70. Today was 75. The high was 70. Yeah, 74. Christmas Day was 33, and Christmas Eve was 40s. It was really cold. They missed it though. They missed it.
Oh, we were digging our car.
My idea of dressed up is leggings. Megan, you were rocking those. Were those leopard or tiger print the other day?
I still got jeans on.
I showed it to Kate the other day. Megan was rocking some kind of animal prints. I commented on that, by the way.
I sell a Mercari, but it's a piece of shit poop.
Oh yeah, there was a comment.
I swore.
You did. Keith, that List Perfectly is flagging, or not List Perfectly, Mercari is flagging accounts listing on the platform with List Perfectly and suspending people. Just
Bye.
in case you were.
Bye, Mercari. It was nice knowing you.
I've always said, have I not said Mercari gives me a really bad taste in my mouth? And that back in the day when they started messaging sellers over the whole, we deem you're a professional seller, we're going to suspend you. And I was like, who does that? And now List Perfectly, which isn't even a program, it's an extension. I'm sure that websites have to have a way to detect that an extension is being used.
But listen, we have been on board from the beginning. We met the girls in Vegas in 2018.
Before they were live. Yeah.
We had it, or 2019.
2019.
Yeah, but before they were even live, I think we were like right after Katie and Vicky used them before we did. In fact,
beta with Teresa.
Katie and Vicky were the ones that brought them.
Yeah, they were on the beta.
And then we met them in Vegas. They were super sweet. They gave us affiliate partnerships right away from the get-go, and they've upheld those all these years, and they just keep improving. They're adding platforms. They added the bulk. I love the bulk.
Yep.
That's so life-changing. I'm going to always use List Perfectly, so if there's a platform that doesn't want it, I have a finger right here. Yeah. Bye.
How do they know that you use List Perfectly? So it is an extension. So I imagine a website can detect when you have an extension on your browser that pops into it. They would have to know.
Robert says he loves Mercari. I list 10 brand new listings a day on Mercari, all plush and stuffed animals, and I sell like one a month. And I'm sending out offers and I'm lowering prices. I just don't.
Somebody said Poshmark's a poop. That sounds like Poshmark numbers. I would think Posh is probably bigger than Mercari, right?
I still sell on Poshmark even when I don't do anything like
that. I feel like Posh is much bigger than Mercari.
I still do it
Happy
though because
New Year, Donna.
I'll say that in a second. I still do it though because List Perfectly makes it so easy. I can check 10 things, get up, grab a drink, cup of coffee, go to the bathroom, come back, it's ready for me, and it literally takes me 2 minutes. So I'll keep doing it. And welcome in, Donna. Hi.
Deb and Mel they said they already decided to drop Mercari and Posh is a wobbler. I like that word. Facebook Marketplace is moving clothing right now on par with eBay, and they're shipping. I would imagine you meant shipping, right, Deb, Mel? I think that's probably Deb on there. Other than eBay, Amazon, and Posh, where's the best place to resell? Renae just said. So if you just listen to Deb and Mel, they're having really good luck on Facebook Marketplace. They are. You do use List Perfectly for Mercari? Yeah, so they are. So they're going to have to keep an eye out on that. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't think Star would be too upset if she got a message from Mercari saying you can't sell on there anymore.
No, I would be like, okay, thank you. Well, now I can focus. Instead of doing 10 on Mercari and 10 on Poshmark a day, I can use that time to put 20 on Poshmark or share Poshmark an extra time.
Look who just jumped in.
Wait, I want to answer that question.
Thrifty Santa.
Oh, Santa's here. Hey, Barry, welcome in. I hope you had a good Christmas.
He's got to be super tired. He's resting and relaxing right now.
He's relaxing.
R&R. How would they know, or why would they care if you use List Perfectly?
Because they didn't think of it first, and they're jealous. I mean, Claire and Amanda have turned something that was literally 2 people knew about into like a huge business in a couple of years.
Yeah, Megan said that Mercari just doesn't like resellers in general. They're jerks. Why wouldn't they? That's more money for them. The one person on Mercari that sells individual items versus the reseller that sells, dozens of items a month is going to outrun 100 individual sellers. Why would they not want those fees? It doesn't make any sense. Myra Aurora Styles, she has her son listing toys now on Mercari. See, a lot of people said toys did really good on Mercari, but.
So I want to answer the question that I highlighted. How long do you sit on an inventory that hasn't sold before you purge it? So the thing is every type of item is different, and you have to learn. I think I just did a video on this because I feel like I'm saying this verbatim. You have to learn what kind of items you sell. So like plush that's been sitting around for a year, that's equivalent to a couple of months in clothing land.
Yeah.
Plush is very, very, very long tail, and it takes a long time. I don't really give up on plush because they'll eventually sell in a year or two because you're waiting for an adult who wants to spend money on either a collectible toy for themselves or a toy to replace something a child lost, basically. Clothing, again, it's going to depend. If you've got Miss Me jeans that haven't sold in 4 months, they're stale. But if you've got American Eagle jeans, those may take 6 to 9 months. Keith and I do a sell-through guide on clothing every year. We're working on updating for 2021 now. So don't purchase 2020. Wait for the 2021. But we break it down in there. We highlight the sell-through rates on all these different brands and different types of items so that you can get accustomed to it and what you should be sourcing. And the majority of brands are falling into the yellow, which is 6 to 9 months. Most clothing is going to take 6 to 9 months. If it's faster than that, it's because it's a Robert Graham. It's Dojo Jane by 7, not 7 for
all
mankind. Or Melissa McCarthy 7. Those sell fast. But your majority is going to sell 6 to 9 months. Electronics should be flipping within a month. Literally, if it's there for longer than a week, something's wrong.
Unless it's really old school, like lower end remotes or something.
So you just have to learn what you're selling. Everything has a different tail, whether it's quick flip or a long tail. I like tails. I like rodent tails. I'm weird. Why did I say that?
So Megan just said Mercari probably doesn't want to deal with sending out 1099s to bigger sellers. The tax liabilities could be a factor. That's actually a good point I didn't even think of. Look at Megan putting on her big girl tinfoil cap thinking thing. Good job.
Megan actually has done a lot this year. She's
Stop. Her head's big too.
I know. She's gonna. Me and her are gonna outdo you. We're gonna be the boss girls.
Ooh. Don't challenge me. You know how
boss ladies of eBay.
Don't challenge me. You know how that works out for everyone that does. My plans for 21 are the same as last year, but so we're actually going to hit. I know that our actual Shopify was around like 90,000.
I thought it was 100.
I don't know if we're going to do 100. We'll be pretty close, but hang on, I can tell you. But that doesn't include the direct sales because we did a whole bunch of direct sales. Remember when we first did the thing that rolled in? It had to be $15,000, $20,000, $25,000 because we did 35 or 40 grand worth of remotes total. And at the beginning, because I wanted to cut out as much of the Shopify fees as I could, so there's our total to date is right at $90,000. We're just a hair short of 90,000. So,
but then you add in the direct sales.
Yeah, the direct sales probably put us at because I kept telling people we were going to do like 110 or 120. So pretty accurate, 110, 115, something like that. And our returning customer rate is 23%. That's pretty good. Average order value, $138.79, and total orders, 660 orders. So
we thought that we actually believed, and I'm going to put this out there because we're both transparent and honest. We thought that when the shutdown was over, that we would actually stop selling as much as we were. We thought that maybe people were only buying so much wholesale for the shutdown. But I think people actually got spoiled, and I did too.
Having it
How
delivered.
Awesome is it to get a whole freaking box full of just inventory delivered right to your door? You don't have to drive anywhere. You don't have to dig through the racks. You know what you're getting ahead of time because you see photos in a manifest.
Mm-hmm.
There's really, I kind of don't even want to go back to sourcing, honestly.
It's a nice feeling.
I am spoiled. And I think a lot of our returning customers, even though the thrift stores are open again.
Almost a quarter of all sales are returning. That's huge. Mm-hmm. That's unheard of through eBay or even Amazon for that matter. So the plan for 2021, for us to do in our first year, 110,000 is pretty solid. Now, we told you what percentages we take, 10 on each side. We have padding and other stuff. So to do 20, 25% profit margins is great, even 30% on some of that stuff because it was direct. So the goal this year, I'd love to double it. I think we can do 200,000, but it's going to take a lot of marketing. It's going to take, as with everything, we're going to have to, seek out every box and every wholesale lot and every pallet and every person that wants to liquidate and
it might be easier once we're here too.
Yeah, I think it will be easier
because there are some things that we pass on because it would just be too much.
Yeah, we've had the ability to buy stuff that we could actually have physically shipped us. Now we do a lot of, and we love not handling merchandise. Trust me, but
the remotes.
Yeah, but there's a ton of inventory that is just such a good deal where I'm like, damn, like we need to get that.
Like he'll call us and he'll be like, what do you think? And we're like, man, we'd have to come down there.
What are we going to do with it? Yeah.
And I think we're passing on a lot because of the fact that we're not here. But the fact that we've done what we've done, states away from each other.
Yeah. 110,000.
I'm proud of us. I think it's pretty amazing. But you guys have to understand that it is like 12 or more phone calls a day on speakerphone. So all four of us can hear each other. Him and Caitlin and Keith and I will all be on the phone and
beyond that, like the phone calls about the lots is like one side of it, and then the rest of the night, me and Keith are exchanging emails like, did you take care of such and such lot? Did you take down the lot? Did you upload the tracking number? So there's a whole it's a job. It's not like we just have stuff handed to us and all of a sudden the money comes. Like we're doing the work that we would do.
Or it's like, hey, I just advertised. Can you just copy paste it to your Facebook group?
Right.
Like we have to remind each other to promote.
There's four sides to it. It's finding the lots. It's advertising and marketing to find the lots. It's then, listing the lots, selling it, the
Keith
back
is
end.
Such a turd.
And then it's social media. What did Keith say? None of those calls are for WOW. he plays it down, like literally. Yeah, it is true though. It does start with the Keith. Did you take care of that lot? We're gonna think, oh, sweet. So where are we going tonight? Like, that's the end of the call.
We do play WoW, but we get our work done first. We don't sleep a lot, none of us.
Do IG ads? So Megan said we should start advertising on Facebook and Instagram. It's absolutely a consideration, but let me tell you the problem with wholesale advertising on Facebook and Instagram and something else. So when you're advertising on Facebook or Instagram or YouTube or any Google ad paid words, you have to have a call to action. A call to action is something somebody actually clicks and does. The conversion rate is low through those ads, but that's why they're fairly cheap. So what I'm saying is when you advertise something through a paid advertisement, you want somebody to be able to click and spend money. When they're buying wholesale, that's fine. But if you're advertising to buy wholesale from someone else, they're not clicking and buying. They're clicking to respond to an advertisement, to reach out to you, to talk to you. That conversion rate is way, way, way lower. And so paying to advertise our buying side is kind of not good. If I want to pay to advertise the site for you to come buy our lots, that might work. But you really don't want to pay for ads unless you actually have a call to action. Somebody is clicking and buying. For example, hey guys, buy my great new tripods. They're fantastic. You put out an ad, somebody clicks it, buys the tripod. That's like a call to action direct buy. Having people having to click different things and email and reach out, it's not so good to pay for ads for that sort of thing. So, but paid advertisements is something I absolutely think of.
I honestly think we need to be better.
We need to be better at taking, this is going to sound really bad. We need to be better at taking advantage of the fact that we have a huge audience. And it doesn't mean taking advantage of you guys. It means taking advantage of the opportunity.
Of the reach that we have without paying for ads.
Right, yeah.
Like between Casey and I's YouTube channels, our Facebook groups, our Instagrams, our email lists.
300,000.
Yeah. There's 300,000 between the two of us.
Some overlap.
And so rather than paying for ads on Facebook, him and I need to get better at being consistent in mentioning our Shopify. Caitlin looks really pretty. She should come on camera.
Ooh.
I think Caitlin looks so pretty.
Eventually we're gonna turn the camera around and a whole bunch of people are gonna get a whole bunch of mad at us.
Anyway, I think if we got more consistent in advertising to resellers on our YouTube channels and within our own social medias and emails, I think that we could generate not only more business for us, but
show off those keys.
Generate more lots available for other resellers
people,
to have. Yeah.
We just got to stick to it. Keith used to yell at me all the time. He's like, I think it's been like 5 days since you advertised. I'm like, yep, turns out. So I just got to get on a routine. It's just a routine.
Yeah, I mean, we have so much reach between the two of us.
Yep. Those Facebook and IG ads make me spend so much money late at night, Megan says. Well,
you need to stop.
Yeah, stop. But also the late night ads tend to waver on the more adult side of purchasing, not the wholesale lots purchasing.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll leave that at that, Megan.
So, guys, we have
a couple minutes left.
We have a couple days. I want to talk about that. A couple days left.
2
days left until there's a new year. But don't think that we're going to wake up Friday morning and everything's going to be back to normal. It's not. 2021 is still pretty uncertain as to how things are going to go. The vaccine is here.
Yeah. We'll see.
You've got to see if the mask mandates are going to be lifted. A lot of states are still in
Goes,
shutdown.
yeah.
Yep. We don't know. I mean, we would hope that with the vaccine here that things like by maybe second quarter would be back to the way they used to be. Because with the Dr. Fauci, what did he say about the herd immunity?
Originally 60%, now 70 to 80.
Yeah. So by April of next year, we could all be pre-COVID again and just busting it and making tons of money and building our businesses. But we could still be in a 2020 state for a while where we've all got to learn how to make the most of what we have available to us.
And I can't see a lot of these states that are more stricter being, open, at least 3 months, January, February, March. So, at a minimum 90 days, people still need a place to source. So it's opportunity for us to get wholesale out there.
Yeah. So in the coming year, when we get back to Pittsburgh, we're going back on the something. We'll be back in January. Next year.
4th?
The 4th, maybe.
7th?
I have a bullet journal right here.
With your phone number. 555-123.
It's 8675309.
Please don't call any of those numbers. Does anybody know what happens if you call that number?
It's the 7th.
7th. There you go.
So, ta-da!
Ta-da!
The flight.
Oh, what is your opening thing from Bunny Girl? No, not Bunny Girl.
Oh, does anybody watch Bailey Saren?
Bailey Saren.
She does Murder, Makeup, Mystery Monday. I don't want to do her thing because that's rude.
Da-da-da, da-da-da.
Don't do other people's things. Anyway, when I get back home, I'm going to do a whole series on bullet journals.
Star's middle name is Jenny?
No. Who said that? It's Michelle.
StarkRavenWild?
It's Michelle.
Where did she get Jenny
It's
from?
MIS.
Did your book say that? Star, where do you live? I live near Harrisburg. They live near Pittsburgh. Robert says he's in California. He's screwed for a few more months at least.
No,
Jenny from the block. They're making a joke about you. You were singing 86753.
Yo, listen. I said yo.
Neither one of us got that joke.
I'm like, okay, so now I've lost train of thought.
Yeah, Renae, Star lives near Pittsburgh, so I think it's pretty far from Harrisburg, right?
It's on the other side of the state.
Other side of the state. Yeah, there you go.
So, if you don't have a blank journal, get one before
Don't break the table.
the day.
Y'all are lit.
Before, god darn dates.
No, she is. I'm fine.
Before
Tom says, what the F
excuse
did
me,
I
who
just
said
join?
that? I'm not even.
StarkRavenWild.
No, I'm not. This is what I've been drinking all day.
Robert Graham shirt. Somebody just private messaged me and says, is that a Robert Graham shirt? Yep, it is. Good eyes. What's Jenny's number?
Or maybe she means lit like awesome.
I just bought a $60
I don't
daily
understand y'all.
Megan bought it. How do you have a $60 journal planner? Who spends $60 on a plan? Does anyone else do digital welcome to 2020, 21 like I do? No. Look, anybody who doubts, like literally I have my entire life.
That's crazy.
My entire life in my phone. Like
that's
no
nuts.
joke.
I found a Disney planner at the Walmart here last night because it's Orlando.
Duh.
Everything's Disney. And I kind of looked through it and I'm like, it's cute, but it didn't have any of the villains. It was just like all the princesses. And I wanted a villain.
So, yeah.
But it was $25 and I put it back. I'm like, that's too much money. Anyway, I'm the 8th. Around the 8th or 9th, I've been trying to say this 12 times. Around the 8th or 9th.
You want to say it 13th time?
The 11th, the 12th, something. The week of the 12th. Y'all should have one. So go get a blank journal, go get a notebook, go get something that you can write in. And we're going to do these planners together. I'm going to do a whole series on the channel on how to set them up and how to use them properly. If you want to come with your phone, you can also do that because we'll just be talking a lot about to-do lists and goals. And the only way you can really succeed is to set clear and attainable goals. And don't have friends like Casey because he's a distraction.
I am a distraction. So look, here's Beth. PT dumpster dive to journal. That's effective. Megan says that's what happens when you buy stuff late at night online. You buy $60 bullet journal planners. If somebody's making money selling you a $60 bullet journal, take notes. We're buying bullet journals in bulk to sell to people like Megan and Winnie late at night. Paper rules, Kindle Drools. Never owned a Kindle. The Happy Planner. Colleen has paper and pen. Interesting. I would lose it. Thrifty Space Queen doesn't use a planner. The train wreck rolls on without being planned. Welcome to my world. I buy them and never write in them. That's pretty much what would happen to me. I need schedule advice. I just roll with the flow. You have to have a to-do list at the bare minimum. Everyone knows I put a list together every day and start checking it off.
I have a whole morning routine written down.
Susan says she forgets them within a month.
And it's in pencil, so you can erase it and change it.
Oh, that means you screw up a lot.
No, Sly Lady says to write all your stuff in pencil.
Mindy has a planner journal. I'll use the one I bought last year on Star's recommendation, but didn't use. Isn't it dated 2020? And I need goals. You have to set goals. Liz loses her planners. Nancy has one. And $60 says, Better Barbie says $60 is cheap. Some are much higher. Where in the hell are you guys? Where in the heck double HE hockey sticks are you guys buying? Why are we not in the bullet journal business?
I actually will be making one this year, branded for Flippin' Hippos, but not till later.
For $60? You better sell them for $60.
Oh, shit, no. It'll be like $20. So it's going to be affordable.
You're on live. Watch your mouth.
Poop, no.
Thank you. So I want to know who's in the 60. Keith, I will compete with her over the $60 bullet journal. I don't even care if it's pink with purple polka dots. We need to be in the $60 bullet journal business. Are you listening?
I actually do normally use mechanical pencils, StarkRavenWild asked, but she sent me a care package last year with a package of really cute pencils. And so I've been using those. I've been sharpening them and using them.
So Megan actually had a really good breakdown. She figures if she bought the expensive one, she'd be more motivated to use it.
True.
That's fair.
I mean, will this Paper Planet talk? What?
Laura Vermont, she deleted it. The paper plan. Well, you know what? If you use one book with one side of paper for the whole year, that seems very eco-friendly, right? Not as eco-friendly as my digital.
I mean, I don't think using one book is going to hurt the economy. No. There are plenty of business. Did I say economy?
You said economy.
I like money.
I made $1,000 my first season as Santa this year. My goal is $3,000 to $4,000 next season.
I don't think it's going to hurt. There's plenty of people that waste more paper than I use. Holy crap. You guys know that I reuse every single piece of paper as scrap paper.
There's a seller on Poshmark selling her journals for business for around $99 for Q1 and 2. You mean like for a half a year? So you have to pay $200 for the rest of the year? Holy Jesus. Somebody get me her name because I am going to advertise affiliate for her at like 30% margin or something. Jesus.
All right, we've been on for an hour.
Oh my God, we have been on for a while.
Would you like to tell the folks anything before next?
Swimmerization. Eat your words. Go away. Go away. Take that away. Take it away. I'm not going to delete you. I'm not going to delete you. Never mind. I don't want to know her name. No. 0. Do not say it in chat. Thank you. Stop. 3 guesses.
Stop. We're live.
I know.
Caitlin's face. All right, tell the people something because we're leaving and we won't see them until next year.
We're leaving and we won't see them until next year.
I'm going to bother him Thursday night on his live show.
I will be live. I'm going to go early, though, because in case we want to walk out on the balcony and see fireworks from way out. Yeah. We won't be out in the crowd, but we're going to be just out on the balcony.
Yeah, if you go right out here, you can see Disney.
All the fireworks. Yeah.
So we'll be able to see the fireworks.
We'll be able to see them from just here.
But it'll just be us hanging on the
balcony
with the dogs.
Those fireworks are usually like 8:39, which is my live show. So I'm going to have to figure out what time they are and plan around it. I'll get that done tomorrow.
So I have a bunch of pre-recorded shows that will be coming out for you guys while we're here. I did not do a what sold video yesterday because we were just so tired from flying in, and then we had to eat, and I was just but I do have pre-recorded videos, so it's not going to be total silence around here until next year. We actually should be back together next Tuesday because we'll still be here.
Oh yeah, we'll still be here. Yeah, so next Tuesday.
I'll get them to come on.
It'll be 2021.
Yay! 2021.
Maybe. This could be like Y2K where like the midnight countdown, the whole world ends, and it's 2020's last bingo card entry to us.
Oh shit, that's my
I'll bite my tongue. Everything will be cool.
Sorry.
Okay.
In real life, I swear a lot.
In fake life, you do too. She's like, what is that? What is that movie? Player One? Is that the movie? Have you seen that? You haven't seen Player One? You yell at me over movies and you haven't seen Player One?
Okay, you guys can argue later.
Anyways, there's a movie about virtual and world reality. She swears in both of those realities.
I swear like Tarantino and George Carlin had a baby at a truck stop.
Jesus. On a Navy ship.
On a Navy ship. Oh, I have a bad mouth. All right, tell the folks something for New Year's.
Oh, New Year's. Okay. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all the support you've given all of us. I know this is Star's channel, so it comes full circle all the way around. Appreciate it. Enjoy your New Year's. Be safe, secure, happy, and make those goals and get them ready. You got 2 days left, so don't complain to us in 3 days when you didn't start 2 days ago. So,
Mama's here. Hip Flippin' Mama. Hi, Kelly. I love you. Thank you for popping in.
So yeah, we'll see you in the next year. I'll see you guys on New Year's Eve. So join me if you can. YouTube.com/rockstar flipper.
We love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting us and our channel the last 3 years now, and for hanging in there through 2020. It was rough.
Yep.
But good things are coming in 2021, and I will be here.
I sure hope so.
Every step of the way with you guys. I'm going to help you plan. I'm going to help you make your businesses bigger and make more profits. And hopefully it'll be better next year.
Yay.
Thank you guys.
Mic drop. Out.
I would tell you to go be productive and go make money, but you know what? It's the holidays. Go
take 2 days off.
Go enjoy your family, your friends. I love you. You guys are the best.
Goodbye.
Bye.